Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Melee. We got an exciting episode for you today in the singles tournament. And boy, oh boy, is it an interesting one because obviously when we set up this style of the tournament where, it was going to be call-out based, where basically the higher-ranked competitors get to choose who they want to face in round number one of the tournament, we were expecting madness, and we got exactly that with that matchup because Joseph Olivas, returning player Joseph Olivas, who hasn't played in over 2 years, decided to call out David Nishimoto, which was probably the most surprising call out of them all. So in what other tournament can you see these two players facing off in round one? This is exciting stuff. Joining me on the desk today is one Adelaide Spence. How are you doing?
Hello. I was as shocked as you were to see this get set up. I'm curious to ask Joseph, it was Joseph, right, why he made this decision. I think Joseph's last match was actually losing the title to Meltzer at the end of 2021, if I'm mistaken.
Actually, if I believe his last match was against David Nishimoto in the round two of the tournament in 2022. So there's interesting history there too.
Wow. Yeah. So you decided to come back and you're like, you know what? I miss it. Let's just get back on the treadmill, same setting. Let's just see how it goes. We'll see who's in better shape to continue the analogy.
Yes, absolutely. Well, let's get into pre-match interviews. Hold on. Joseph, did you say first or second for interviews? I forgot already. Second. Got it. My bad. All right. Introducing first, because we're not going to edit that out. Is David Nishimoto and their manager, John Marr. David, you're back. I believe this is your first singles match of the year. So how are you feeling going up against a familiar opponent, but that you haven't faced in quite a minute in Melee, Joseph Olivas? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm feeling good. I feel like there's no pressure for this one for the first round, because Joseph is such a great player, and it could pretty much go either way. I was there. Yeah, I was there when Joseph announced that he was taking a break from singles. That was after a match that was I was every time I played Joseph, he always had the better of me, and that was finally the match where I finally won against him. But yeah, I know Joseph is a very worthy opponent. I just coming into this, I don't know what to expect. I just know he's going to give a great match. So I just do my best for this.
Yeah, just answer more questions correctly than he does, and that you should do fine.
Yeah, basically that's it.
That's the plan.
But it's honored to be picked by Joseph for this. So yeah, that's all I can say.
All right. Well, best of luck to you. We will now put your manager backstage for now and bring in your opponent for this evening, Joseph Olivas. Joseph, this is your first. We've seen you in trios earlier this year, obviously. But this is your first return to normal singles competition. And yeah, quite the decision you made for your round one opponent. So take us through, I guess, the thought process there. And how are you feeling returning after what's been quite a long layoff? How are you feeling?
So basically, I did not feel good about the last two times I played David in Full Metal and then in Melee, or technically first came Melee and then Full Metal. But anyway, I kind of wanted to just get the Band-Aid off and over with, especially with the way that this tournament is formatted. I feel like most people will end up choosing more strategically, and that will allow for a lot of very strong players to dominate. So I figured I'm going to have to eventually face the dominant players to face Will. So I want to do that now because that also will help me feel better, hopefully, about my last disappointing matches. And of course, there's always the chance that this is going to end up going bad for me. But you know what? That's okay, because there are a lot of things that I have to do in real life as well. I thought this was a great time to also come back to trivia playing because I enjoy it so much. So win or lose, I just want to play better than the last two times I played David.
All right, sounds good. Well, we're happy to have you back, and best of luck to you as well. We will now get into round number one, which will work like this. It is the standard whiteboard round. Basically, Each player will be asked 8 questions, 8 different categories of movie trivia, which they will answer individually on their whiteboards in 15 seconds. If they get all 8 questions right, they will be asked a bonus question, also worth 1 point. They have 3 repeats and 1 challenge to use for the entirety of the match. Any questions before we get started?
Nope.
All right.
Good luck, Joseph.
Yes, good luck
And
to you, David, too.
Your first question will come in the category of comic book movies. Who plays the... I already screwed this up. Who plays the titular character in Madame Web? Or Madame Web, if you're French.
It's a brand new question, so you're going to really get stumbled over the best movie of the year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. This is I think this one's already picked up by Criterion. It's crazy. Can't wait to pick up
In
that.
theaters, they're like, you know what? Fuck it. This is ours.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Joseph first.
So I haven't seen this yet, but if I recall my conversation with my sister, I think it's Dakota Johnson.
And David?
I'm going to watch this tonight on Netflix. Dakota Johnson?
Dakota Johnson is correct.
Okay.
Your second question comes in the category of war. Which classic war film features a German soldier returning to his old school to lambaste his former teacher for getting him to enlist?
So in testing, when I asked this question to Cody, he said, "Did you just say the word lambast to me?" So that's fun.
We need to have new, like, some of us just don't use words enough, you know?
5,
We need to
4,
increase each other's vocabulary.
2,
Exactly.
1. Pens down. We'll go to David first.
I don't have it.
And Joseph?
All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet on the Western Front is correct. So with that, Joseph takes the 1 point lead as we get into your next question, which will come in the category of the 2010s. What is the profession of Marianne in Portrait of a Lady on Fire?
I want to say this is the first time since 2019 we've had 2 players using notebooks. No
I believe so,
whiteboards.
yeah. It's old school.
And before the digital days, analog where it's at. What up, boomers?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Joseph.
Is she the painter?
And David?
A teacher?
Painter is correct.
Wow. Okay.
So that Joseph extends the lead 3-1.
Next question in the category of comedy. Bill and Ted meet Rufus for the first time outside of what type of location in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
You been on any excellent adventures recently?
No, I don't
I
think.
have.
I worked at an airport, but I'm pretty stuck here in fucking Ohio.
Are you a fan of the new fandom category, Excellent Adventures?
You know what? No.
5, 4,
Narnia sucks, y'all. I don't know who to break it to.
Pens down. We'll go to David first.
Convenience store?
And Joseph?
Gas station.
Gas station is the answer we have here. So that's what I'm going to accept. I don't know if there is a difference.
Bring in John.
Sure. And it was a Circle K specifically we have in the document.
I knew that. I was already right
If
there.
it's a Circle K,
It's
it's
a Circle
convenience.
K. Right. It
If it's
is.
a Circle K, it's definitely a convenience store. And I should have been brought in on the last question too. Sorry, I was just slow because she is teaching in our class in the beginning of that movie.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. I like the challenge. That it's a
Circle
convenience
K is
store.
definitely a convenience store.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back after this challenge.
Is that a challenge?
Hey, we're back. A Circle K is also a convenience store. Both of them get the point. So then your next question will come in the category of musicals. Judy Garland, Margaret O'Brien, and Lucille Bremer star in what 1944 musical? Oh, and David gets to keep his challenge. I forgot to mention that part.
So I hate Judy Garland. What do you think of her?
I like Judy Garland. You're always talking about how much you hate Judy Garland, and it makes me sad.
Like, gay Paris, what even is that?
You made me watch Judgment at Nuremberg. Great film. Thank you for that.
and I made you watch Pigskin Parade.
I still need to see that movie.
2, 1. Oops, I hope no one wrote Pigskin Parade or Judgment at Nuremberg. We'll go to Joseph first.
I said, meet me in St. Louis.
And David?
I also said me in St. Louis.
Both are correct.
All right. Next question, category of romance. In what romance film does a waitress fall in love with a fictional archaeologist and the actor who plays him? I was at Pigskin Parade, not a musical. I think there is like a song in it, but not a. They don't perform. They just play really, really bad football.
It's also not great.
Oh no, it sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
She's in a lot of bad movies.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to David first.
Don't have it.
And Joseph?
Is that the Purple Rose of Cairo?
It is the Purple Rose of Cairo. So that Joseph extends the lead 6-3.
Woody Allen.
So now get into your next question in the category of the 1970s. Who directed The Sting?
What do you think of The Sting?
I like The Sting. Whoa, there's balloons on Joseph's screen. That was crazy.
You said it like you slap at a bass.
Yeah, I'd like The Sting. It's a good movie. 5,
When did Kirk come
4,
here?
3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Joseph.
George Roy Hill.
And David?
George Roy Hill.
George Roy Hill is correct. And now you're in a situation now. If Joseph gets this question correct, more balloons, he will be asked a bonus question.
Okay. And your final question comes in the category of Oscars. Slumdog Millionaire, Babel, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon all won what Oscar?
I think it's because he was doing like a peace sign on his screen. Yeah, because I think Holtzman has the same thing.
Whenever we're filming, he's like, yeah, and there's like fireworks or some shit going on.
Pretty neat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens, and then it doesn't work when he tries to do it. David?
Best adapted screenplay.
And Joseph?
Best original score.
Best original score is correct.
That's what it was.
So with that, Joseph Olivas has gotten himself a perfect round. So with that, this question will be only for you, Joseph. Your question. Basketball, Jawbreaker, and Amadeus all feature characters dying. How specifically? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Heart attack.
It's incorrect. We were looking for choking on food.
Okay.
So with that, the score remains at 8-4 coming out of round number 1. So now we will get into the wheel round to work like this. It is the standard wheel round. I don't know. It's each competitor gets to spin the wheel, which will decide what category they will be answering questions in today. 5 questions, each worth 2 points apiece on Slate Check down to multiple choice, in which case it'll be worth 1 point. Stealing is available in this round. And if they don't like the category they spin first, they can spin a second time, but they must be stuck. They must take that category whenever they land on the second time. Categories on the wheel today are Pixar, which is Joseph's strength, 1989 to 2000, composed by Randy Edelman, which is David's strength, as well as 1980s, comic book movies, war, sports, 2010s, and horror. So with that, Joseph, you are in the lead. Would you like to spin first or defer to David?
Is the score 8-3 right now?
8-4.
8-4, yeah, with the challenge. It got it brought up to 4. Yeah.
Got it. I will spin first, please.
All right. Well, then this is your first spin. You unfortunately land on opponent's choice. So that'll bring in David's manager. Scroll down, and David, what category would you like to give to Joseph?
Well, I know what I would do, but what do you want to do?
Well, I mean, I'm like between sports or Edelman. Probably just go Edelman. This requires him to.
I mean, do
study.
we know? I mean, are we assuming he studied or not? I mean, I guess since Edelman is strength level, though.
Yeah, it is strength level.
Yeah. All right. Just do that. Unless you're feeling sports, but I think they're both good choices. As long as you're okay with giving Edelman up, so you can't spin it.
Yeah, I'm okay. I feel like
right.
that's the best chance I could. I'm behind, so.
And I'm sorry, the only voodoo I could put in this match is getting them to ask a basketball question. I was trying to do more, but all they did was ask a basketball question. So I'm going to keep trying backstage.
So, Randy Edelman?
Yep, Randy Edelman.
All right. Vince, would you like to read David his questions in Randy Edelman?
Oh,
Wait, big fan. All right, Joseph, are you
Joseph,
ready?
What about me, though?
Joseph.
Oh, Joseph, never mind.
Joseph, are you ready for
I'll be
reading questions?
Sure.
Okay, your first question. In what film composed by Randy Edelman will you find an organization called the Silver Foxes?
The Distinguished Gentleman.
That is correct for 2 points. Who directed While You Were Sleeping?
John Turtletaub.
Correct for 2 points. In Down Periscope, what is the name of the World War II era diesel submarine that Tom Dodge is assigned to be the captain of?
The USS Stingray.
Another 2 points. In Dragonheart, Brother Gilbert of Glockenspur is what kind of aspiring artist?
I haven't seen this in a while. Multiple choice, please.
All right, options are A, poet, B, musician, C, playwright, or D, sculptor.
Poet.
That is correct for 1 point. And your final question. Who plays a miniature World War I Army medic named Tommy Atkins in The Indian in the Cupboard?
Multiple choice, please.
All right, options are A, Steve Coogan, B, Rowan Atkinson, C, Stephen Fry, or D, Hugh Laurie.
Steve Coogan.
That is correct for 1 point in the clean sweep of Randy Edelman plus years.
All right. Well, with that, a very strong round for Joseph. He gets a score up to 16. David's still at 4. So we'll now bring back John and the wheel for what will be David's first spin. Oops. There we go. You land on the category of the 1980s. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I like it.
Yeah, I think given there's a few things here you do want to avoid, if you're okay with it, I will not talk you out of it.
Yeah, I'll take it. 1980s. Yeah.
All right. And thank you, John. And I will be reading you your questions, David, in the category of the 1980s. Your first question. In Stir Crazy, Skip and Harry are wrongfully convicted of what crime?
Shit. Multiple choice.
All right. Your options are A, drug possession, B, attempted murder, C, bank robbery, or D, grand theft auto.
Attempted murder.
It's unfortunately incorrect. Joseph, for the 1-point steal, is it A, drug possession, B, attempted murder, C, bank robbery, or D, grand theft auto?
C?
That is correct for the 1-point
Oh my
steal.
God, I was doing that.
Your next question. What 80s crime film features 2 FBI agents investigating the disappearance of civil rights activists?
Mississippi Burning.
That is correct for 2 points. And your third question. Who directed Something Wild, Married to the Mob, and Melvin and Howard?
Jonathan Demme.
That is correct for 2 points. Now your penultimate question in this category. Mia Farrow, Barbara Hershey, and Diane Wiest play family members in what 80s film?
Hannah and her sisters.
That is correct for 2 points. And now your final question in this category. In The Fly, Seth first tests his teleportation machine on what kind of animal? And we'll take a general answer. Five, four.
Rabbit.
It's unfortunately incorrect, Joseph, for the 2-point steal.
Baboon?
That is correct for 2 points. It is with the monkey is what we have here. I believe I'm pretty confident it's baboon, but yes.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So with that, I have the score coming out at round number 2 with the steals. I now have Joseph in the lead, 19 to David's 10. So you'll now get into round number 3, which will work like this. It is the pick your poison round. We'll be going back and forth drafting categories, starting with the player in the lead. Once a category is drafted, it cannot be drafted by your opponent. Once all categories are drafted, the player behind will answer questions until they take the lead. You will choose which category and for what point value you'd like to take first, and we'll go until there is a mathematical winner. The categories that they could choose from today are sports, classics, 1990s, war, 2000s, crime, horror, and Oscars. So we'll let them pick their categories right now, and we'll be right back. We're back. The players have selected their categories. So we'll start with David since he is down. Which category would you like for your 1-pointer?
Classics, please.
All right. Spence, freedom is question in classics. Now, do it.
All right. All right, your 1-pointer in classics. Ernest Borgnine plays the titular character in what 1955 film?
Marty.
For 1 point.
All right, so now we are in a situation where David needs to hit all of his questions from here on out to stay in the game.
What would you like for your 2-point question?
I do horror.
Okay. 2-pointer in horror. Who directed The Exorcist?
Okay, make sure I got it right. William Friedkin.
2 points. All right. And your 3-pointer.
I don't know, man. Sports is always tricky. 2000s.
Okay. 2000s for 3 points. In what 2000s sci-fi film does a child have to kill the family dog after it unexpectedly lashes out at their sister?
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
Okay, first repeat. In what 2000s sci-fi film does a child have to kill the family dog after it unexpectedly lashes out at their sister?
Oh my god. Wow. I found. Wow. Can't even-
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
All right, second repeat. In what 2000s sci-fi film does a child have to kill the family dog after it unexpectedly lashes out at their sister?
Jeez.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat.
What?
Last repeat.
Yep, last repeat. In what 2000s sci-fi film does a child have to kill the family dog after it unexpectedly lashes out at their sister?
Good
5.
game, man.
Three.
I don't know. Surrogates.
And your winner, Joseph Olivas. The correct answer we were looking for is Signs.
Oh, that's right.
You look like you want to maybe bring
I
John.
don't know. Just bring John in real quick.
Sure.
Do you remember that scene at all? I don't remember that scene at all.
Honestly, I was thinking Signs in my head.
I don't remember.
But I don't remember that scene. But I got to imagine, why would I have thought Signs if that's not in the movie?
Yeah, I just don't remember them having the Rory Culkin killing a dog in the. Or is that?
Well, they said
family? Is that another family? But is that? If
there was
not,
another family. I mean, you have nothing to lose if you want to challenge it.
yeah. If it's, I mean, if it's not the main plot point, is that like a challengeable thing? I don't know.
No, they could ask whatever they want.
Yeah, I just challenge it because I don't remember that scene at all.
Yeah, sure. Challenge. That doesn't happen in that movie.
I don't know.
We'll be right back from this challenge.
Is that a challenge?
We're back from the challenge. We looked over the scene. It does happen in the movie. It is said, and we do. The characters does verbally admit to killing the dog to protect the other kid. So unfortunately, with that, the ruling will stand. Joseph will be the winner for tonight. So we will get into the post-match interviews, starting with our unfortunate second place finisher for this evening, David Nishimoto, and his manager, John Marr. David, it seems like it was a bit of rough luck, I guess, with round two. I mean, you had to. I see where you were coming from there with the last question in round number 2, which kind of was like the deciding factor there, where you kind of needed to take the swing for 2 points. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out, and Joseph was able to just extend his lead further. But yeah, I think you guys had a solid strategy giving him Randy Edelman. Honestly, when I thought that happened, I wasn't sure personally if Joseph was super locked in terms of like studying opponents' categories. So I thought the game could have been over, and that was when it was going to be the turning of the tides. But no, Joseph did really good in that category. So it's hard to really say you did many things wrong today. It's just some of the questions weren't really in your favor. But thoughts overall on how you played?
Yeah, I mean, first round was pretty much I didn't do great in it. So it's kind of hard to say like if I chose a different category from round 2, it would have been different. I think it still would have been the same. Joseph kind of came in here like ready for this. So I mean, yeah, I think Edelman was still the best I could choose for this. I think he still would have been great with the other general categories, especially this is a round 1 match. So it's just like you said, the questions weren't in my favor. Just some tough questions round 1. I mean, some tough questions in the 80s category, and yeah, even that 3-pointer too was also very tough. So yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a great. I mean, Joseph did a great match, and I just couldn't do better to him. That's what it was.
I have nothing to add. Joseph just like ran through everything. I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's anything he could have thrown his way. I mean, I think even sports, he probably would have just did just as well.
Probably, yeah. He seemed like he was ready for this match for months before it happened. So he knew. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're still early on in the year, so you will be back later this season. Is there anyone who you'd be wanting to face when you return?
No, I don't have anybody who I want to choose. I just, like always, whoever comes my way, I'm fine with it.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you for coming out today. We'll put you backstage for now, and we will bring in our first place finisher for this evening, Joseph Olivas. That was nothing short of a terrifying performance. I think from you returning, it looked like you haven't missed a beat. Like I said, in Randy Edelman, which, again, I had my doubts going into that category for Joseph. No offense, because there's strength level questions. We've seen a lot of players this year get sunk by the strength level questions given to them by their opponents. That did not happen to you today. You absolutely ran through that category. And obviously had the perfect round number one. Like, this was all around just an incredibly impressive performance. So I'd imagine you're probably feeling pretty good. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I do feel pretty good. My last two matches with David, I spun second, and those wheel spins came to bite me. So this time, especially because before those two matches, I was competing against David in a previous match. Now it does the balloons again. Okay, so prior to those two matches, I was in another match with David, and that match I spun first, and that first spin paid off. So my lessons from my previous matches against David is that I need to spin first. I was really nervous about the wheel spin coming back to bite me again, because what do you know? It goes to opponent's choice. But they turned out to be Randy Edelman questions that I knew. I have been, since coming back, I've been trying to figure out how can I formulate a new strategy of trying to learn my opponent's strengths. And I feel like the one that I'm doing is working. I was able to get through most of the Randy Edelman movies that I wanted to, and cover a lot of ground with that, and voila.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I don't have to worry about my. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
I was going to say now I don't. Sorry, it has the lag. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, you.
Okay. So, my biggest fear going into this tournament was facing David eventually. Now that that's out of the way, I can breathe a little bit until I face the next big player that I'll eventually have to face.
Yeah.
But
no.
Sorry. I'm done.
Sorry. I apologize. I was about to say, normally this is the part where I ask, who do you want to face next? But with how this tournament is structured, that you're kind of going to be making that decision later on. So I don't really know what to say other than good job, Joseph. But any hints, I guess, as to who you may be wanting to see in this tournament? We haven't, full disclosure, at the time of this recording, we haven't announced who's in the tournament, but anyone who you would be, fingers crossed, hope they're in the tournament. Maybe you want to see them down the line.
I got to see the roster when I chose David, so I know if I remember a couple of people. There are a couple of people I'd be curious in playing who I had not played before, who have joined the league since I took a break and then came back. There are also a couple of people that I've lost past games that I would like to get a rematch with. So it'll depend on who won their respective matchups, and I'll see from there, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Well, again, congrats on the fantastic performance today. We'll put you backstage for now, and I'll send it over to Spence to end it off after I say, wow, this is quite the match, quite the performance from Joseph. Any closing thoughts before I wrap this up?
I was super excited to see Joseph come back. So, what form is he in? Because a lot of players are coming back this year. A little bit of ring rust on him. Joseph is a well-oiled Ferrari. And frankly, I speak for all Melee players, God help us. I will find my grave and dig it myself. Fuck.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, David obviously is like, he's a 2-time teams champion and a singles champion. Like, it's hard to like just run through a player as good as David, like how Joseph just did, because David's phenomenal. And yeah, I think that just shows like Joseph's not messing around this season. Like, he's taking this very seriously. The studying paid off in that category. Yeah, he's going to be tough to beat, I think, moving forward. But thank you all for watching. This has been another great episode in Movie Melee. Thank you to all the writers, showrunners, players, managers, everyone for help making this channel and this show what it is. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Goodbye. Later.
After you, Junior. You'll always have Paris.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a minute.
Goodbye.